Ha! There. The perfect toothpick out of a whole block of wood. See, I need to put this up so I don't cut myself. Trying to put it. Why do I keep missing the knife block? Oh, that's why. Stormtrooper. Hello everyone, this is Daniel, aka B-Bell Dan, and I have a project that I need to take care of, and I figured why not go ahead and do a video on that and show you the process of what I do to get the end result. And this is a bit of a woodworking video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knife block. I have one here that I've made several years ago for my wife. It was I think it was I can't remember if it was an anniversary or a birthday. I'm probably going to get in trouble because I can't remember. But anyways, this is what I made. And it turned out real well considering how I never did anything this intricate before. I'm rambling on, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Now, I've decided to go ahead and do a particular theme. So what I did to get started is I went online and I found a model of the bust head of the model of the character for the fits the theme. I put it into a program where I was able to cut it into several different cross sections. The cross sections being the same thickness of the wood that I'm going to be using to make this knife block out of. Printed that out and put that on several of these sheets in a poster style format. So my first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these sheets, combine them together, cut them out into one single sheet like this, but this is paper, it's kind of flimsy. I want to make it to where I can use kind of a template that I can use over and over and over again just in case I want to make this again. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that on some poster board here. And that's eventually going to give me this template right here that I'm going to use to trace onto the wood and cut it out. So that's what I'm going to do first. All right, so I have all of the templates cut out and they are in order. So the next step that I'm going to go ahead and do is I have some of this yellow pine here that I got from the store, and this is going to be what I'll be using to make it out of. So I'm going to take each one of these, lay them out. First I'm going to kind of mark off the grids. Maybe I might do a little bit of switching around and toying around just to see if I can get this to fit as possible. But I'm going to set it out, go ahead and do a trace, and then cut it out in kind of a rough section here, and then take it over to a bandsaw and cut out the finished lines. And then we'll move on to the next steps. Let's go ahead and take care of that. So now I have all the patterns traced out at least twice, one for the right and left side of the head. Now it is time for me to go ahead and take my jigsaw, cut out the individual pieces, so it'll be a lot more manageable when I take it over to my bandsaw to cut out the final edges. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, so now I have all the pieces cut out and ready to assemble. But before I put them together, I need to start cutting out the channels and the grooves and the space where the knives are going to go into this knife block. I went out and I bought a bunch of cheap old knives that I'm going to use as templates to draw on here, and that's going to give me and mark the area that I'm going to then remove, and in that space between one block to the next block is where the knives are going to be sitting in to the knife block. And once I get that all figured out, then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this together and start giving it its final shape. So let's go ahead and move on to that. So all the areas where the knives are going to go has been routed out and the entire thing has been glued together. So it's starting to finally take form. Before it to really get into its final shape, I'm going to now start using a variety of different tools, hands and power tools, to start trying to get this thing to look less blocky like a Minecraft character and a little bit more rounded like it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and get started with that now. Okay, as you can see at this point in time, all the rough work has been done to this. So now it's time for me to start breaking out different grits of sandpaper to start trying to refine it. Now I do know that there's going to be some areas I'm going to have to come back in with rasp and carving tools and stuff to either smooth it out even further than probably what the sandpaper could probably do, or to even add on small details. But all of that I'll start working on as I continue to progress on this. So let me go ahead and continue moving forward and smoothing this all out and refining the shape even further. As you can see, it's coming along nicely. In fact, I'm almost done with it. What I need to do now is start working my way up to higher grit sandpapers to try to get a much clearer, smoother finish, and also add on a couple of details. And then I'm going to color some additional spots into it to kind of give some contrast to some of the details on it and some shading. And then I'll be staining it, and then it'll be all done. So let's go ahead and move on to that. Okay, so now to add a little bit of color to it, I'm going to use this tool with a wood burning tip to go ahead and darken the areas that are black on the Stormtrooper's helmets. Okay, the wood burning tool is not giving me the effect that I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint it, but be sure to put on some epoxy on those areas just to kind of protect it a little bit. So let's change gears and do that. Okay, so trying to burn that area in where I wanted all the black to be using a wood burning tool wasn't quite working out the way that I was hoping that it would. So I went ahead and had my wife do me a favor and paint all of those areas, and I think it turned out wonderful. Now to go ahead and protect those areas that are painted black, I went ahead and put some epoxy on it so therefore they don't scrape off or anything. Now it is time for me to finish this up by putting on a coat of oil, cleaning it up, and I'm going to put my initials and my logo down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're all done. All right, so everybody, here is the finished knife block. This is my third or fourth knife block that I ever made, but this was probably the most complicated one. All the other ones was just a basic, very simplistic human head. So I think it turned out very well, but remember, this is mastering creation. That's my channel. It's not I'm a master of creation. I'm trying to master. So I'm mastering it. So there's a lot of stuff that I've learned from this project. So as I move forward with other projects, either similar to this or even exactly like this, then I can use those skills to improve and to make it better and better and better. A couple of things that I probably should have done a little bit different, or I could have done a little bit different, is maybe if I gotten thinner pieces of wood for each of these sections here, I could have gotten a lot more initial resolution done with the head, which would have saved a lot of time on the sanding and the carving and everything. Probably should have sharpened my tools ahead of time. I think some of them were kind of dull, but I want to do that now so I don't forget the next time. You know, a couple of other things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe if I sit down and think about it, there was some stuff that I bought for this to do this that now will now have with the next one that I make that I didn't have with all the previous ones. So I've learned quite a bit. So I hope that y'all probably have enjoyed it and learned quite a bit yourself. But that will conclude this episode. So tell me what y'all probably think. Do y'all like it? So this one right here is going to go to an auction supporting my son's bands, high school bands. So we're going to see what this shows up in the auction as, and if you're interested, let me know and I will post the results once they come in. So but I just want to say thank you for watching. So my name is Daniel, aka B-Belt Dan. This is me making a StormTrooper knife block. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.